In Tel Aviv, Houthis rain Yafa drones hours after ultimatum. IDF sounds alarm in Israel. What is happening right now is complete and total and 100% panic in Israel. Before I move on and share all the details with you, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you happen to be one of them, consider subscribing because we give you all the updates coming from the hours. Let's take a look at this report a little bit, and then I will actually play a video from the Houthi spokesperson himself. So basically it says that Yemen's Houthi rebels claimed to have carried out two major drone operations. So it happened twice. And these drone operations are coming after the ballistic missile attack yesterday on Tel Aviv, where Houthis, they have claimed to have hit the target. Means these drone operations are now, looks like to me, being carried out, and the number of this operation will increase in order to jam or overwhelm the radar system, just like they did with US Navy pilot that was shot down, as they call it, friendly fire. What I mean by that is this: they are most likely adopting the same approach when it comes to attacking, whether it is USS Gettysburg ship or whether it is Israel and its territories that they're using Iron Dome to defend itself from those attacks. Regardless of what it is, regardless of what kind of attack they're launching or where they're launching, they are adopting the same approach, which is to overwhelm the system with these projectiles, with drones, small missiles, before they would launch a huge ballistic missile attack. To me, it looks like this is what happened in Israel. Yemen's Houthi rebels claim to have carried out two major operations against the Israeli forces. Houthi spokesperson Yahya Sari claimed that the rebels conducted two strikes using Yafa drones, targeting military targets in Ashkelon and Jaffa area. Now, the Yafa drones was used in the past, but it was not named. Why they're naming this particular drone this time? Number one reason for that is because when they claim something, it gets completely hidden or disappeared from the Israeli media. Because Israeli media and the IDF, their narrative is that we are strong, we cannot be hit. Every claim that the Houthis are making, they're fake, they're bogus. In order to counter that kind of propaganda from IDF, now Houthis are saying not only that we are launching drones, but the name of these drones is this. Unlike what Israel says, most of the time they hide, they cover things up. They don't want to tell us all the details, especially what is happening right now in Gaza. They're facing a lot of casualties. They're taking a lot of the IDF. Their death toll is rising every single day. So they want to hide all of these things from us. But Houthis, they want to, they mean business. If they attack, they will tell you exactly where it happened, with what it happened, and all the details. And they also said that these drones, they were targeting military targets in Ashkelon and in Jaffa area. So again, you can see the name of these places, Ashkelon and Jaffa area, and these are in northern Israel. Ashkelon is close to the Lebanese border, where Israel, the Zionist forces, they are trying to re-establish some kind of stability so that the residents could go back. But of course, because of the Houthi drones and missile attacks, that is not possible at the moment. I want you to take a listen at this speech from Yahya Sari, and then I will make some more comments.
سلاح الجو المسير في القوات المسلحة اليمنية، عمليتين عسكريتين. الأولى استهدفت هدفا عسكريا للعدو الإسرائيلي في منطقة عسقلان المحتلة، وذلك بطائرة مسيرة نوع يافا، وقد حققت العملية هدفها بنجاح بفضل الله. والأخرى استهدفت هدفا عسكريا للعدو الإسرائيلي في منطقة يافا المحتلة بطائرة مسيرة نوع يافا، وحققت هدفها بنجاح بفضل الله.
So as you can see, he was very, very specific as to what he was doing, what Houthis are doing, and this is also coming in the media from both Lebanon, also from Israeli media, they're also reporting on this, and this is also reported on ynetnews.com. They have basically said, and ynetnews.com is, I believe, a Lebanese media outlet. I'm not 100% sure, but they're saying that sirens sound across Israel amid missile attack from Yemen. IDF reports attack originated from Yemen and missile downed outside of Israeli airspace. Sirens activated due to fear of falling interception debris. Again, IDF forces, they are going to cover it up. They are going to downplay the whole thing, but we know that this is absolute chaotic for the Zionist state. They are struggling big time countering all of this. The question is, why Houthis are all of a sudden launching this many drones and also ballistic missile attack on Israel? Let's take a listen at this report. So, Iran could pursue nuclear weapon. White House Sullivan said, not a spokesman. He's the National Security Advisor, Jack Sullivan. I want to actually pause here and tell you a few things. As I mentioned, the question is why they're launching this many drone attack and missile attack. It is because right now, Iran is working on, this is my understanding. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it. Iran is going to be announcing very soon something major. I.e., they will say we now have achieved nuclear weapon. Okay, that's my understanding. If they don't come out in public, they will still be doing it. They will still be making that nuclear weapon behind the scene. Why? Because they know that they do not have those proxies working for them anymore in Syria. Even in Lebanon, Hezbollah is not going to launch attack on Israel anytime soon. Trump is coming in power on January 20th. He already said that, and his team, including his National Security Advisor, the Foreign Secretary, Marco Rubio, all of them, they have echoed the same sentiment from Trump when he was in power last time, that we will deal with Iran. We're going to destroy the economy. We're going to destroy Iran and nuclear facilities. In recent time, Trump also said during his election campaign, take out the nuclear sites and then think about that later. Iran knows they cannot take any chance. Right now, they do not have those entities working for them to keep Israel and US busy dealing with them. Means Israel is right now not fighting in Lebanon. They are in Syria and they can withdraw. They are not in an offensive war at the moment. They are what they're calling is defensive. Obviously, their war is always evil. Right now, they are in Syria because of their own defense. Again, these are all lame excuses to go there and kill people. But anyways, Israel has a lot of free time. They can attack or plan attack on Iran with US, especially after Donald Trump comes into power. Iran right now, therefore, have to make a decision whether they should make a nuclear weapon or not. And I personally believe, as I said, Iran is working on it. And before Donald Trump comes, they would have obtained a nuclear bomb. But that is, again, it may get publicly announced, may not. I don't know. But they are working on it. That's what I understand is happening behind the scene. Also, because of these Houthi attacks, Israel is now focused, and the West is now focused more on these ballistic missile attacks coming from Yemen instead of focusing on Iran. You see how Iran is keeping the West and the Zionist fake state of Israel busy with Houthis? You see that? While they are busy with Houthis, Iran is working on those nuclear weapons and distracting whatever the plan they were making, especially for Trump, this new administration. And also, if you have noticed, the resistance in Gaza is growing. Is Iran helping the resistance forces in Gaza? I don't believe so. But it is helping. The resistance forces that are every day fighting the Zionist IDF terrorist forces, the number of casualties is growing every single day. So they're focused on Gaza too. They're focused now on Houthis. So in order to protect the state of Iran, I believe Iran is giving this inspiration or advice or encouragement or even weaponries to Houthis to attack Israel and keep them busy. Now, not only Jack Sullivan, the national security advisor, but also Anthony Blinken, he said that perhaps Trump can make a deal with Iran. Why he said that is because he knows this is the time they can bring Iran on the table and have them sign on anything they want, pretty much on anything, because Iran wants to get out of the sanction, but at the same time, they're not getting anything, any concession from the West, especially from US, in order to free up the trade agreements, in order to get those, merchandise, get their products out and export without any sanction. That's what Iran wants primarily, but they see that is not going to happen. What is going to happen is they will be forced down to shut down their nuclear sites altogether. This is what the Zionists, they want also from Syria, that you become disarmed. If you take up arms against us, you're a terrorist. You don't have the right to defend yourself. This is exactly what they're playing with Iran. Shut down your nuclear facilities, then we can talk. And this is the best time as they see it. So Jack Sullivan, he said that the Biden administration is concerned, that a weakened Iran could build a nuclear weapon, with White House National Security Advisor Jack Sullivan said on Sunday, adding that he was briefing President-elect Donald Trump's team on the risk. They are collaborating. The Biden administration is collaborating with Trump directly on this issue. Iran has suffered setbacks to its regional influence after Israel's assault on its allies, Palestinian Hamas and Hezbollah's Lebanon's Hezbollah, followed by the fall of Iran-aligned Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. So the fall of Bashar al-Assad, they're taking full advantage, this Zionist state of US. Israeli strikes on Iranian facilities, including missile factories and air defenses, have reduced Tehran's conventional military capabilities, Jack Sullivan said to CNN. It's no wonder there are voices in Iran saying, hey, maybe we need to go for a nuclear weapon right now. Maybe we have to revisit our nuclear doctrine, Sullivan said. It is also coming at a time when Russia has lowered the threshold for the nuclear doctrine, making it more accessible or usable of the nuclear weapon. Iran says its nuclear program is peaceful, but it has expanded uranium enrichment since Trump, in his 2017-21 presidential term, pulled out of a deal between Tehran and world powers that put the restrictions on Iran's nuclear activity in exchange for sanctions relief. Sullivan said that there was a risk that Iran might abandon its promise not to build nuclear weapons. He said, it's a risk, quote, we are trying to be vigilant about now. It's a risk that I'm personally briefing the incoming team on, Sullivan said, adding that he had also consulted with U.S. ally Israel. Trump, who takes office on January 20th, could return to his hardline Iran policy by stepping up sanctions on Iran's oil industry. Sullivan said Trump would have an opportunity to pursue diplomacy with Tehran given Iran's weakened state. According to America, the Western countries, Iran right now is very, very weak. Maybe, quote unquote, he can come around, means Trump can come around this time with the situation Iran finds itself in and actually deliver a nuclear deal that curbs Iran's nuclear ambitions for the long term, he said. The problem with the Zionist state of Israel is not just the nuclear weapon Iran has. I don't know why they're making a big deal out of it, but definitely they don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. The reason I said this is because of what is happening in Syria. So far, Israel was relaxing because Assad was in power, in charge of Syria, for the most part, and Assad would never go against Israel, and Israel knew it. So they let him be, they left him alone, do your thing, just don't mess up with us. But now Syria is being controlled by these groups, rebels groups, and with the influence of Turkey. The immediate concern that Israel has right now is Turkey and the Syrian new government. not Iran anymore. In the past, it was only Iran who stood up against Israel. We're using their proxies, Hezbollah and the Houthis, and also the Iraqi militias, the Shia militias. Now that should change. The importance for Israeli Zionist state for its survival should be given to now the new government in Syria and Turkey's influence. They are now still talking about Iran. I mean, they're obsessed with Iran. But what I understand what Donald Trump will do is, because US cannot focus on something that is not so important, which is in this case Iran anymore, because they don't have the power anymore in Middle East, especially in Syria, he would want to close the chapter. Donald Trump will try to close the chapter with Iran by striking a deal. Either you shut down your nuclear facilities and we will give you all the sanctions, all the sanctions will be lifted and give you more concessions, and you can do trades without any problem. Or if you do not shut down your nuclear sites, we are going to strike and shut it down for you. So Donald Trump, in other words, he would want to close the chapter with Iran as soon as possible and focus on Turkey and Syrian government. Also, the reason I'm saying this is because Donald Trump, he said a few days ago that Turkey took a unfriendly takeover of Syria. In Syria right now, Erdogan, just a few hours ago actually, I will actually make a video on that one and do some analysis of his statement. He basically said a few hours ago that Israel must leave Syria. If we need to use force, we will do so. Don't take his word lightly, unlike in the past where he was just all about words, no action. No. Turkey does not mean only to give us a lip service anymore. They don't, because now they have the power. They can use Syrian government, those rebels, to fight against Israel, to implement what they said they will implement. You see my point? In the past, they didn't have that kind of opportunity, but now they have it. So Erdogan is saying, we're going to kick the Zionist forces, Israeli forces out of Syria. They do not have the right to stay in Syria that they're occupying. My understanding is this: Trump will then focus on Turkey and Syrian government, and he will just close the chapter with Iran. That's my understanding. That's what is going to be happening, guys. So we are going to be seeing a lot of geopolitics in the coming days, no doubt about that. But for now, what we see is that the Houthis, they are pounding Israel. They're wreaking havoc on Israel because, again, the primary goal of this attack on Israel, all of a sudden, so many drones and ballistic missile and other missiles attack on Israel, is because they want to distract Israel and United States from attacking Iran or dealing with Iran and pretty much bullying them into submission of agreeing to a nuclear treaty or something like that, so that Iran would never achieve a nuclear weapon. That's why these Houthi attacks are happening at the moment, for the most part. Obviously, we know that the Houthis, they are also very much compassionate. They're very, very careful. They love the people of Gaza, and that's what they have been doing. They said in the past that we are trying to protect the brothers and sisters in Gaza. They are our brothers, so we're launching these attacks. We care about them. Yeah, that is obviously one of the other reasons, but right now the main reason for Houthis to launch attack is to distract the world from Iran or attacking Iran, especially by US and Israel. Leave a comment in the comment section below, guys. Let me know if you agree with my analysis. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.